My name is Api Talametonga. I'm a GP and I work in two practices, Norman's Road Surgery in Christchurch and Cavendish Doctors in South Auckland. I really just wanted to share my thoughts about Pacific health issues and the factors surrounding them. It's one of the big issues that we as a country need to be aware of, need to be worried about, because it's not getting any better. With all the health investment dollars over these years, Pacific Health lags in life expectancy, lags in improvement, terrible statistics with renal disease, heart disease, every single entity you can think of. So we really need to do it, rethink about how we're delivering healthcare. It's important when we deal with Pacific people, me as a practitioner in our practices, that I understand the lived reality of the person sitting in front of me. It's not just the Samoan woman with high blood pressure, the Tongan man with diabetes. It's what they represent. In health, we talk a lot about the determinants of health, the finances, the housing, the employment, and all of those things that are really important to Pacific, to everybody, really. What I like to challenge practitioners with is the determinants of the determinants. What sits behind those determinants? The tension within the family violence that may be experienced but not obvious to us in the clinic. It's not out there. The church obligations, the hierarchical family obligations that they come with. Pacific people have myths and beliefs. Some places in Fiji, if you try and introduce an inhaler for asthma, they think you're talking just about palliative care because they've seen inhalers being introduced to an asthmatic in hospital who had another terrible asthma attack and died. So it's those belief systems that are really important. Language goes without saying. That needs to be part of our culturally competent care. And the New Zealand Medical Council demands its health practitioners to practice at the highest level of cultural competency. I believe it needs to go further to look at all those other things that impact on health. The fact that 6 people arrive at 5 o'clock as a walk-in clinic into your practice with their multiple comorbidities, you need to understand that the car being shared by the 2 families only became available at 4:30 because they were working their 2 jobs in various factories. So the flexibility in a privately run business with you as the practitioner, your practice nurses, maybe even the social worker, needs to be built in, because otherwise the adherence to your care and advice, the adherence to the medications you might prescribe will not happen. And as a result, the health of your Pacific patients will continue to deteriorate. Research out of the 3 Auckland DHBs has shown even when Pacific people turn up to all their diabetes appointments, take the medication as prescribed, do all their blood tests, the improvement is still not there. Something is missing in that interaction. It's the quality that is injected with a clinically and culturally competent workforce that will make the difference. Luckily for us as practitioners, Pacific people really respect general practitioners. I always say in a kind of funny way that in Pacific populations, God is number 1, okay? Church ministers doctors number 3. I always think church ministers should be number 2, but anyway, that's. But I think it's the community respect coming to the doctor. It's one of the reasons they will sit there quietly, nod and smile at you saying your advice, because they feel it's disrespectful to interrupt or because their job is to just take it all in. But if you, as I've said to some of my colleagues, say, hey, I don't know if I'm getting it through, like I would say it to a Tongan man with diabetes. I'm Fijian. I'm not sure if what I'm explaining is coming through to you as a Tongan. Can you just explain it back to me, what I've said about what this is and the medication that you'll have to take? So the person feels you care. If you're a practitioner, practice nurse, wanting to make changes in your practice, there are simple things you can do. Simple things that will just signal to your patients that you care. Find out where they're from. Learn the greetings that go. You know, if they are Niuean, you know, they'll just about fall off their seat if you call them out of the waiting room and say, "Whakalawhalahi atu." And if you get it wrong, say, "Sorry if I, made a mistake there, but I know you're from Niue. I just wanted to welcome you as a Niuean." Make them feel that you are interested. A greeting is a really important thing for Pacific people. And they will start the conversation. "Oh," I said, "Doctor, where did you learn that?" And you can joke about it. I Googled it or whatever. But I just wanted to know, how long have you lived here since you've come from Niue? Ask a bit around them. People need to feel they are loved and wanted, and that you are not just on that health professional level. You care for them as a person. And tell you, your advice will be much more listened to. Your advice and the adherence to it is going to be more powerful. I believe that the health of Pacific people is everybody's business. It's not just for me as a Pacific clinician or Pacific doctors or nurses. Everybody in this country can do their bit.